So what is immersion learning? Immersion learning has the word immersion or the verb to immerse in it. It's like being immersed in water when you're taking a bath or when you're swimming in a lake. It refers to learning English in a natural environment rather than in a classroom. For the two groups I mentioned earlier, either as an international student or a professional working in the West, your natural environment is where you live, the people you work with every day, you see every day. This means that you can learn English and learn about Western culture just by living here in North America and paying attention to the English that you hear. You notice how people are speaking. You pay attention to what you're reading, whether it's street signs or a newspaper or documents you read at work, and you pay attention to how you write, and then you make corrections along the way. You don't really need an extra course, and that's the beauty of it. It's free, generally speaking. You just live your life and you be intentional about improving your English as you live. It sounds easy, right? So then why do so many Asian people who have come to live in North America seem to stagnate in their English? Why do some people never improve beyond a certain level? I actually know of very many older Chinese people who have lived in Canada for 20 to 30 years, but their English level is still mediocre. And I think there are several reasons for this. And I would like to suggest that you reflect on some of these reasons, some of these factors to see if they apply to you. And so the first one has to do with outside of school or work, their social environment is primarily Mandarin speaking still. This is actually a choice that a person makes over time. It's very normal and natural that we tend to make friends with people that are similar to us in language and culture. So even if you have come here to North America, you may have found Mandarin speakers to be your friends and people that you spend time with. And the older people I was telling you about who spent 20 to 30 years in Canada, but still has a low level of English, is because even though they immigrated here, their natural environment outside of work is still Chinese, especially in, if you know anything about Greater Vancouver, which is where I live with my family, there's a lot of Chinese people, Taiwanese people, people from Hong Kong that have come here. And they have chosen to immerse themselves, not in the natural environment, but in still a Chinese speaking environment. So in some ways, they never left that culture. I actually recall when I was doing an exchange program back when I was a high school student, and I had met a Chinese family that lived in Montreal. They immigrated to Montreal from Hong Kong. And the father, I really enjoyed a relationship with their family, but the father had worked in Montreal for about 10 to 15 years and could not speak French nor English. He operated fully, and it was a Chinese company that was based in Montreal. So he only spoke Cantonese. And I conversed with him in Cantonese, but he never improved at all, even though his wife was learning French, his wife was learning English, and their son was learning French and English. And so they took themselves out of the natural immersive environment. And so back to the water analogy, they, in a sense, stepped out of the bathtub, outside of the lake, if you will. They did not take advantage of the natural immersion environment. Here's another reason. They stopped learning and improving. All learning takes intentionality and focus. You have to make a mental choice to learn something new or improve on an existing skill. You need to use your mind. You need to self-correct.